Where you at, Berto?
We got ways to make her obsessed tier list. You guys really enjoyed the last tier list where I kind of give my feedback on YBC's too cold tier list. So we back and we're gonna talk about ways to make her obsessed. You know, we're gonna give you the real, the fake, debunk, agree, and get right into it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you never want to miss a live stream reaction where we're doing this stuff live with the community, click the link in the description. That's where you at, Berto. And it will bring you right to it. Come on, let's not waste no time.
To rank every single way that you can make a woman obsessed with you. After this tier list, you're literally not going to need to watch any other video about like ways to make her like you, ways to make her obsessed. Every single piece of possible thing is on this list. I probably missed a few. If I did, leave it in the comment section. By the way, guys, my last 10 videos have been blowing up if you haven't noticed. Thank you so much for all the support. This tier list you have the power to really mess her up psychologically and emotionally. And look, man, I'm no moral virtue signaling guy. You can do whatever you want, but if you believe in karma and shit, it's gonna come get you, and you're also gonna make it harder for the next guy to have a relationship with her. Cycles always repeat themselves, so you make her obsessed and give her trauma, she's gonna make the next guy obsessed and give him trauma. And there might be a small percentage of the people watching this video thinking like, why would I want her to be obsessed with me? I would rather just her be attracted to me, that's enough. And the answer to that is attraction and obsession are two completely different experiences. Attraction looks like...
This is true, but I guess I don't really operate under the mindset of wanting to like push somebody to be obsessed with me. I want somebody to, if they're gonna be obsessed with me, I want it to be in all the positive ways of them, you know, actually giving a fuck about me. You know what I mean? Because yeah, like this is definitely like some dark psychology, but there is truth to it. So, you know, I'm not gonna argue that.
This.
My wife.
Obsession looks like this. And some things on this list, guys, they're gonna...
Which can also result in some very negative situations if you aren't careful. So I think this is one of the things where it's like, if you can master this, cool, but, you know, be careful. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. Shout out to Uncle Ben and them.
Be manipulative. Commenters are gonna get pissed off and say shit like, no, this only works on low quality women. A self-respecting woman wouldn't tolerate such manipulation. Yes, they would. If they have the right amount of attraction for him, not only will they tolerate anything, but they will fall in love with you more for certain behaviors. How many girls do you guys know stay with toxic guys, give guys who treat them worse better treatment, and they never reward the simps or the nice guys? I'm not saying be a complete asshole, but it's time for us to look at what women are actually drawn to and stop clinging to how we wish they were. Your idea of what they want is based on what you would want in a partner, and the male fantasy is completely different to the female reality. And there's obviously going to be people who say, I would never manipulate, bro, that's not masculine. Stop acting like you're morally above me.
Yeah, okay, that's something I could definitely co-sign to, because, you know, if you read the 48 Laws of Power, you know, that's a very powerful book, and I definitely recommend if you are over the age of like 16, maybe 17, about 16, 17, I would just recommend go read the 48 Laws of Power. And it pretty much talks about it, man, where it's like manipulation is, the word manipulation can be viewed in such a negative light, but the reality is you manipulate people all the time to get what you want. When your boss, when you want a raise for your job, and you don't really like your boss like that, but you make sure you're on your A game and you do whatever the fuck he's telling you, and you laugh at all his jokes so you could potentially get your raise. What is that? It's a form of manipulation. You just got a different way. You just got a different way of saying it. You might say sucking up, or just doing your job, or just being respectful. That's probably how you would put it, so that you don't get judged in a negative light. But at the end of the day, it's manipulation. You are pretending to be something you're not to a degree to get what you want out of the situation. So, you know, again, while I'm not going to sit here and co-sign being an asshole, but we're having two separate conversations. This is really some big boy talk. Like, if you want to get what you want out of life, sometimes you have to manipulate and use the people around you to get what you want. But believe it or not, that's not as negative as some people would try to make it seem. Just think about any successful person in the world. Most successful people would not be successful if it weren't for the people around them, the people that were to help them get to that position. So they use those people. You use the resources that you had around you. Use the resources of the people that, you know, help build you into who you are. So you're a bad person for that? For using people? Again, there's a right and a wrong way to do everything. But when we just on the topic of quote unquote manipulation, it doesn't have to be that negative of a thing. It's just you using the resources you have to get what you want.
Or worse, you manipulate just like everyone else, whether it's pretending to give a shit about what she's saying so you can hit, or taking her on nice dates to impress her in hopes that she likes you. In the same way she wears makeup, dresses, and lipstick to manipulate your dumbass into falling for her beauty, you're doing certain things to manipulate too. So please, for the love of God, don't get on your high horse about it. I'm just showing you the type of manipulation that actually works best. It's up to you whether you want to use it or be some sort of fucking virtuous stoic and not use it. It's up to you. Alright, so with all these disclaimers out the way, let's get into it. We're going to be ranking it from obsession killer, which means GG. Don't do these things. You're literally going to kill all attraction and all obsession she has for you. Doesn't matter means it affects attraction, but it does not have anything to do with how obsessed she is with you. Overrated means these are things people will say makes her more obsessed, but don't in reality. And then guaranteed obsession means you're locked in. This is where things are starting to get good. This is where you're going to really start capturing her heart from all the other guys. You're going to start making her want you exclusively, and then you live in her head rent free. Use these tactics at your own discretion, but I'm just telling you right now, she's going to be head over fucking heels obsessed with you, and it's actually going to be harder to make her unobsessed. Like, you're going to have more trouble getting rid of her if you want to than keeping her around. That's how powerful these tactics are. So a few things on this list here I'm just going to get out of the way. First thing is money. Money just doesn't matter. I'm sorry.
Money doesn't matter. You can have money, but you can still be a lame. And a lot of girls see through that. You know, if you guys were in the stream, we just reacted to a video where a guy seemed like a cool guy. Turns to find out that she was a stripper all along and she been tricking niggas for money. Point is, women, or just people in general, if they're the type of person where they're looking to take advantage of you, and she's the type of girl where she only wants you for your money, she's seeing through that from a mile away. She's not gonna prey on the guy that has money and is confident. She's gonna prey on the guy that has money and is a fucking loser. Easy to manipulate. So never think that just throwing a bunch of money in a girl's face is what's gonna make you more attractive. Will it necessarily give you a little bit more value on a status level? Sure. Oh shit, okay, he's successful. Okay, he got money. But guess what? That's not going to be the reason that she's going to respect you.
Sorry. You could attract a girl with money, and if you say, what if I'm so rich? Yeah, she's just going to be obsessed with your bank account, not with you as a person, right? We're talking about things that you can psychologically do to make her obsessed. Money is just not one of these things. Fight me in the comment section. Next, we have looks. Again,
looks, I'm not going to say that doesn't matter. I would actually put overrated. It matters on the front end. Like, I feel like the looks can get somebody's attention. But again, you could look good all you want, but if you're a fucking lame, you're gonna fumble it real quick.
Looks doesn't matter. It gets your foot in the door. This is all assuming she's already attracted to you. I should have mentioned this earlier in the video. You can't make a woman obsessed unless she's already attracted to you. There has to be some level of attraction there first before you can even make her obsessed. But the looks is only gonna get you the attraction part. No woman will ever obsess over a guy just because he's tall and good looking. If it did work that way, Chads would never.
That is very true. What he said there is very true. You know, at the end of the day, and this is why I tell y'all, don't over obsess over your height and things that you can't control. Nigga, you born a goddamn midget, that is your problem, nigga. It's unfortunate. It is what it is, but that's not going to be the reason why she love or hate you, nigga. It might be the reason why you are starting off at a disadvantage. You are starting off at a disadvantage. Yes, girls are going to overlook you initially because you're short. It is what it is, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to pull, bro. But it's only going to be that way if you obsessing over it, for sure.
Or have breakups. They'd never be able to turn women off, but this isn't what we see. Sometimes we see breakups happen on the woman's terms, like she's the one who initiates the breakup with the really good looking guy, which means your looks isn't enough to make her obsessed. The next thing we have is muscles, and I don't know why these
muscles are definitely, doesn't matter. Girls will date a fat nigga, skinny nigga, fucking ugly nigga, chubby nigga. You know, I think it's cool to have. I think, again, it really does help on the presentation, initial attraction. And, I mean, it's just healthy. You know, it does. When you have muscles, it visually and mentally demonstrate that you are disciplined. But how many guys have muscles and that's all they have? All muscles, no fucking brains. You You know what I'm saying? What we call them? Oh, I don't know if I can say it on Twitch, so I'm not even gonna say that. But the guys that make the gym their personality and shit, like, it's cool to have. But if you talk about trying to make a girl really like lock in over you, again, just because you have muscles, she's not gonna be obsessed with you, nigga.
Fucking cringe people who watch self-improvement content like to overhype muscles so much, like going to the gym is gonna make her obsessed with you. Dude, it doesn't. Again, it's just the initial.
Josh said, I don't know about fat, Berto. Listen, bro. I'm not gonna do it, just take my word for it, but there is plenty of women that you probably would be considered the baddest girls in the fucking world that are fucking fat niggas, bro. I promise you. Again, just like the short guy, it might take away from your initial attraction, your initial like, oh, he's short, he's fat, so I don't find him attractive surface level. But let her find out that he's confident. Let her find out that, you know, he has a good head on his shoulders. Let her find out that he's a successful business. Let her find out that he's good with people and he's a likable person. Let her find out that he's funny and has a great personality. Okay? All the above. She fucking that fat nigga, bro.
Initial attraction phase, getting bigger biceps isn't gonna make her more obsessed with you. She's not gonna be sitting there fucking laying in bed. Oh, I can't stop thinking about his biceps. I can't stop thinking about his 225-pound bench press. She
Yeah, maybe in like fucking elementary or middle school, but that's about it.
doesn't give a fuck. Alright, so with these three out of the way, let's get into the real tier list. First thing we have is being emotionally unavailable.
Being emotionally unavailable guarantees obsession. I want to say if you use it correctly. It's overrated. Now, again, this video, I already see there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section, you know, going back and forth and probably, you know, almost being negative. But right now we're talking about the real spill. Being emotionally unavailable sometimes can make somebody obsess over you, but only if you kind of play with it in a push and pull type of way. If you're just like a nonchalant asshole all the time and you never show you care at all, then it's probably not going to work for you and it's going to be overrated. But if you get a girl's interest and you guys are holding good conversation and you guys are like, you know, bonding well, and then a little bit down the line, you're kind of real standoffish, you minding your business, you are emotionally unavailable, naturally it's gonna put her in a place of like, damn, like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? What's going on? What changed? And these are the things that keep a woman going and keep them on their toes a little bit. And that's why I say it's like sometimes you gotta kind of just keep it cool. Sometimes you gotta learn how to pull away and mind your own business. And I think the best way to go about doing this is not necessarily in a manufactured way, but just actually keep busy. Actually have things in your life that you gotta do. Don't revolve your world around trying to please this woman, because if you actually have goals and shit going on outside of her, naturally you won't be as available, because the more available you are, it kind of just gives off like, okay, this nigga don't really got nothing going on, so why would I take him serious? He's just a walking doormat. Anytime I need him, he's there. You know what I'm saying? And even though that's a cool like attribute, you obviously want to be there for the people you care about. At the same time, like, if you just always available, nigga, like you don't got nothing going on for yourself, so you want to be mindful of that. What's up, Pepsi? Welcome to the stream.
This is going straight to you live in her head rent free. A woman can only obsess.
I'm not mad at that. I put it at guaranteed obsession, but I'm not mad at what he just said.
Over you when you're not obsessed with her. A woman can only feel like she's chasing you when you are not chasing her. And I'm sure anyone with more than 2 brain cells has noticed by now that it's always the guys who are in relationships, the guys who are emotionally unavailable, who seem to be attracting the most women, right? You being emotionally unavailable is going to make her feel like she...
Facts. Every time I end up in a relationship, all of a sudden all the hoes start coming out the woodwork. Oh my God, you're so cute. But it's because, again, it's like, even just from a walking around standpoint, my energy is like, I'm not available. And guess what? People want what they don't have. Oh shit, wait a minute. You off the market? Haven't y'all noticed that to any degree? Any of my niggas that are in the dating scene, haven't y'all noticed that every time you get in a relationship, the hoes that you were, plotting on, they start coming out the woodworks like, oh shit, you kind of cute and fucking demons.
Wants to capture you, like you're something that she needs to win over, which means that she's constantly going to be thinking about how she can make you go weak for her. And the second you do, and the second you give her your heart, and the second you commit to her, the obsession levels are going to decrease. I'm not saying that she's going to break up with you or completely leave you, but her desire for you is going to decrease. There's no
The reason I keep pausing before he talks is because the people on YouTube are watching for my feedback, not his feedback. So that's why I'm always giving my feedback first. Hope you understand. And if you don't like that, hey, I'm sorry.
such thing as a 50-50 partnership where both of us like each other equally. In reality, how it works is either you're obsessed with her or you like her more than she likes you, or vice versa. So you can pick, do you want to be the guy who's adoring her or do you want to be the guy who's adored by her? Okay, it's a sacrifice that you have to make. If you want to be the lover type and always be there for her and be emotionally available all the time, prepare for her to pull back and not reciprocate the energy you're giving her. I'm just being real with you. That's how it's going to play out. How do you be emotionally unavailable in practice? You refrain from lovey-dovey language. You refrain from showing her too much love, too much affection, too much care, okay? Don't be the guy.
Again, bro, like what he's saying is not like wrong, but if some of y'all are gonna hear that and take it as like, oh, I need to be like this emotionalist guy, like, bro, you also don't want to be faking your emotions, bro. And this is why I say the best way to go about it is to just actually have things that matter to you outside of the relationship. Set goals that matter to you outside of the relationship. Have things that, whether it's your job, whether it's your fitness goals, whether it's, your business, whether it's, your school, your studies, all these different things, whether it's spending time with your friends, whatever it is, like, just don't obsess over this relationship. Make sure you have plans and things to do outside of the relationship, and that's how you, in a very organic and natural way, make yourself less emotionally available, not because you are faking it, but because you genuinely have other shit to do.
Guy who's always there for her, doing things for her, caring for her too much, okay? You can sprinkle it in every now and then, but the more you're emotionally there for her, the more she's going to emotionally pull back. When you're emotionally unavailable, this subconsciously signals to her that you're higher value than she is, and women only fall in love with guys who are better than them. I know I sound like a superficial fuck right now, but it's the truth. Women only fall in love with guys who they perceive to be above them, right?
Again, this guy is red-pilled as fuck, which, again, there's things that you can learn from the dark side, guys. I'm gonna just keep it a stack with you. I've told y'all this before. Like, sometimes you almost gotta, you don't have to, but sometimes, going to the dark side and seeing what's going on over there, you can learn things. But let me translate this for you in a way that isn't so toxic. He's saying girls only fall in love with guys that are better than them. Girls fall in love with guys that can lead them to a better life. Okay? And when you look at it through that lens, it's not as bad as it seems. Why? Just put yourself in a woman's shoes. Like, yeah, we talk about gold diggers and opportunists and yeah, like, obviously, when it's all ill-willed and bad intentions, this sounds terrible. But at the same time, if you were a woman, wouldn't you want to be with the most successful nigga possible? Wouldn't you want to be with the most resourceful nigga possible? Wouldn't you want to be with a nigga that when you run into an issue, you could come home and talk to him and he can most likely solve your issue? So inherently, like, when you also look at it through that lens, it's like, it kind of is what it is. It kind of is what it is. And I like to break that shit down that way because I'm not saying that there's not opportunistic women out there that will take advantage of a weak-minded nigga. But at the same time, who wouldn't want to be with the best option on the market? You know what I'm saying? That's just survival of the fittest, if you really think about it.
If you're too emotionally available, it signals to her
What
that
up,
she
Jen?
is above you and that you are below her, which means she's going to treat you like you're below her. When she senses that your heart isn't 100% there, she's going to be wondering if there's another woman in your life. She's going to feel that competition anxiety, which is going to trigger her mind to constantly think about you and figure out ways to win you over. And this concept clearly explains why we seem to attract women that we don't want, and they seem to be the most obsessed with us. Like, wouldn't it be fucking nice if the 9s and 10s were obsessed? The reason they're not is because you're emotionally unavailable to the 5s and 6s because you don't really care what happens with them. Just be honest. The 9s and 10s, this is where your emotions start to get involved. So pretty much the point I'm trying to make is, if you want the girl who you really like to be obsessed with you, treat her the same as the girls you don't like. Next up, we have being playful and making her laugh, etc. This is...
Being playful and making her laugh, I would say it's overrated, but I just feel like the third one in this list is just not... Like, there should be one more here. I feel like overrated. It's like, yeah, you could make a girl laugh, but you also could be a fucking cornball. You know what I'm saying? But you can make a girl laugh and that be the edge where it's like, oh, wow, he's always so stoic, but I love when he does open up to me a little bit. You know, he is actually funny. So I don't feel like it's actually overrated. I feel like it's a level above overrated. But for the sake of the tier list, that's probably where it should go.
So overpowered, but I'm going to put it in guaranteed obsession.
I don't think that's guaranteed obsession. Me personally, just because you can make a girl laugh does not mean she's about to give you the cheeks, my nigga. It's a great quality to have. But that's why, again, I said I feel like it's not overrated, but I don't feel like it's here. I feel like there should be something in between here.
It's not completely necessary, but if you do this correctly, it's going to trigger a lot of emotions in her, which is going to make her obsessed with you. You guys have to remember, women also have stressful lives. They have taxes to pay, they have work, they have school, they have a bunch of real life shit. When she's with you and she feels like you give her the sense of escapism by taking her into a world where she's having fun and she's laughing all the time and she's not stressing or thinking about all the bad things in life, she's going to be addicted to you like a drug and highly obsessed with you. Because the truth is, all the other losers she's talking to, they're also talking to her about real life shit that's making her more stressed. Yeah, honey, work was stressful today. Work was hard today. You never want to talk like that with your girl. You always want to keep it fun, keep it playful. When you're talking to her, you should be completely present and you guys should just be having this like fun vibe together. Now, obviously, I'm not saying be a complete clown and just like make her laugh all the time. There's going to be points where you have to be serious, check her behavior, but for...
Why are you talking about cheeks? Why not wait till marriage? I mean, look, if you wait until marriage, that's fucking beautiful, bro. You know, I support that, and I'm actually I respect that. I respect that a lot, but also understand that a lot of niggas aren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm speaking to my audience, it's like some niggas are trying to clap, and not even in a degenerate way. They trying to clap somebody that they in love with and have a genuine relationship with. And all I was saying is, just because you can make a bitch laugh doesn't mean she gonna let you clap, nigga. So, you know, it is what it is.
For the most part, it should always be playful and fun, almost like you're talking to a kid. Like, bro, if you're babysitting a 7-year-old, you're not gonna be sat there talking about politics and economics. You're just gonna be fucking talking about dumb shit, right? Because it's a fucking kid. It's almost the same thing with women. Am I comparing women to children? Yes, I am. Next up, we have hot.
Not gonna lie, man. Never being able to talk about having a bad day to your girl is just so ass. Like, man, I can't even share my hardships with a woman. So I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. I feel like you definitely should want to be able to share your hardships with a woman, you know, and that's the type of woman you should strive to be with. If it's a relationship where you just feel like you're just being this hard ass, try hard nigga all the time, then, bro, it's not even worth it, bro. It's just not even worth it. So, you know, again, there, you know, that's why I like to watch these type of videos, because some of these videos be so fucking red pill. They like try to promote you being this like guy that has no emotions. And, you know, shout out to this guy. I'm not trying to knock his shit. I don't think that's necessarily his intention. I hope not. But, you know, it's so black and white when the reality is sometimes you don't take everything from these videos as like law. You take the bits and pieces that might apply and work on your life. But you can't take everything. You know what I'm saying?
And cold, shout out to the people who know Todoroki from My Hero Academia. You guys are legends. But hot and cold, some people like to call this direct and dismissive. Others like to call this push and pull. Whatever you want to call this is going straight to you live in her head rent free.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is true. I said this already though. Push and pull, hot and cold. Yeah, that's definitely gonna have a girl thinking about you, because it's like, damn, I can't figure, especially in the getting to know phase. I feel like another thing that just needs to be said is you don't want to be Mr. Hot and Cold throughout the whole relationship. It's good in the beginning stages because you're getting to know each other. You're keeping her on her toes. You know what I'm saying? Keep them thinking. You know, you're not letting all the shit out the bag right away. But you also don't want to be Mr. fucking unpredictable, hot and cold, emotionally type, you know, in the middle of y'all relationship. That's the type of shit that, you know, takes away from her security. And you know the number one thing that makes a woman feel secure? Security. I feel safe with my nigga. I know what to expect. Consistency. So again, the hot and cold shit, you will live rent free in her head in the beginning. But you start being too hot and cold throughout the relationship, it's gonna be like, hold up, I don't even know who this nigga is. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you, Duke Dennis, but not really Duke Dennis. Your shit says Duke Dennis Toenail 7. I recommend you change your name, brother, but thank you for pulling up to the stream.
Most guys don't know how to execute this properly, but when you do, it's ridiculously fucking overpowered. Where the nice guy goes wrong is he's too much of the hot. He's too passionate. He likes her too much. He compliments her too much. Some guys are not necessarily nice guys, but they're too direct. They're like, I like you. Your eye contact is so strong. You're almost this like serious, intimidating guy. People on the opposite sides of the spectrum, the guys who are just complete assholes, complete bad boys, right? They're too cold. Their problem is they don't give the woman enough and they're really emotionally distant, which usually leads to the relationship fizzling out. So we know that both approaches are subpar. When you combine them, now you have a really powerful thing going on where you're engaging her emotions on all levels, right? Her emotions are going through the whole fucking spectrum. You go from hot, which is the energy of I like you, I want to be with you, I find you attractive, to cold, I don't need you, you're not that good, I can go find someone else. And you're constantly dancing between these two energies. And don't be fooled, women do this too. This is why when you say, dude, I'm so confused, like she's always giving me mixed signals, yeah, she's running the hot and cold game on you. So hot and cold is extremely effective because she doesn't know where you stand, right? Does he like
I think that's true. I like what he's saying for the most part.
Does he not? That kind of energy will make her gravitate toward you, obsess over you, and it also really elevates your status in her eyes because not many guys can make her feel a range of emotions, right? The nice guys and the simps, they're only going to make her feel good. If you only make a woman feel good, she's going to leave you. If you only make a woman feel bad, that's probably more effective than only making her feel good. That's how twisted these bitches are. But she's still eventually going to leave you. You have to mix.
That's crazy he said that, but I'm not gonna lie, there's truth in it, bro. There's truth in it. You know what I'm saying? If you just like, because put it like this, anything that feels like it's just boring. It's just boring. You know, if she feels like, yo, the relate, like, how do I say this? It's like you don't want to manufacture stress in your relationship. That's not the answer. But at the same time, if you are just like this goody two-shoe ass nigga that don't got no grit, no edge, always fucking happy, always smiling, like, it's not that you shouldn't always be happy or be striving for happiness, but at the same time, it's like, bro, if put it like this, a nigga that's striving in life and thriving in life is gonna have friction. You're gonna have hardships. You're gonna, things that you don't want to happen are going to happen. So that is just a natural rite of passage as you are continuing to strive on your journey for success. So if none of those things are happening and you're living a boring life and it's just fucking happy goody two-shoe every day, it is what it is. She probably gonna leave your ass.
Both. And you don't really have to do it where it's like one thing you do is hot and then the next is cold. You could go hot, 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 and then boom, cold. That's gonna make the cold part have much more of an emphasis. So you're texting her every day, you're blowing up her phone, disappear for a week, come back the next week, hey, you want to go on a date? Flake on the fucking date. Okay, that's a little bit extreme, but even when you're having a conversation with her, you compliment her and then you diss her in the next line, and then you diss her again and then you compliment her. It's just creating this weird push and pull emotional experience in her, and they love it, they're addicted to it. You're going to live in her head rent free if you pull this off correctly. Next we have being pre-selected, aka other women want you. I talk about this literally every video. Top of you live in her head rent free. This is actually all you need in this list to make a woman obsessed. That's how.
Oh, I didn't understand this at first, but you know, I agree with this. I mean, this is just more like natural selection. When obviously, you know, most people have the sheep mentality, especially women, especially if you're, I don't say, hold on, I take that back. Not especially women, but women may be in like a school setting. Like if you're definitely like high school, college, and you just kind of tend to be the popular kid in school and all the girls already think you hot, then yeah, like naturally you just kind of fall in line and other people are going to think you're attractive too. So Yeah, that makes sense.
fucking dumb they are. Like, if you show that other women want you, immediately she's gonna want you, immediately she's gonna be obsessed. Nothing is more powerful than making a woman think that she has competition. As guys, we're kind of different. If we feel like there's competition, we don't like that. We want to get rid of the competition. Women love being in a state where they're competing. And bonus points if the other girls who want you are as physically attractive or more physically attractive than her. It's gonna work way better. Because like, if she's an 8 but like 5s want you, she's not gonna give a fuck, okay? So make sure that if you're gonna use pre-selection, make sure it's 9s and 10s who actually want you. And if you guys don't believe how powerful this is what I want you to do. Hire like 3 fucking baddies just for a night, okay? Just hire them for a night. Go out on a date with a target girl that you're testing the experiment on, and then tell the girls that you hired to one by one come up to you and ask for a...
Alright, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Hiring bitches just so you can prove some bullshit like this? Nigga, if you feel like you need to hire bitches, my nigga, then you need to not focus on bitches, okay? How about that? Don't listen to this. Sorry. That's not good advice.
Guaranteed obsession. Yo, you're like really point. Next, we have backhanded compliments. Guaranteed obsession.
Backhanded compliments, that's cool because that's kind of like is in the fire and ice thing, man. You know, which again, a nice way to put it. That's like I'm really got to debunk what some of these guys are saying. You don't want to be so like toxic, or you don't want to be like toxic or fucking you know, like weird to where you're just like only complimenting her all the time. Like, you want to tease her, you want to have fun with her, you want to crack a joke, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you definitely, I feel like the backhanded compliment is like a perfect way of, you know, just being teased. It's like, you know, she might come over here and be like, oh my god, do you like my dress or some shit. This is obviously so fucking corny off the top of my head, but it, instead of saying like, yeah, you know, I'm being like, honestly, nah, I hate it. You know, and laugh. And she'd be like, what? Oh, what the fuck? Are you serious? I like it so much. And it's like, you'd be like, oh, well, you know, I just wanted to be honest. And, you know, it genuinely might hurt her feelings a little bit, but good. It was a playful, it was a joke, it was a tease. And then you grab her and kiss her. I bet she liked that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Session. Yo, you're like really hot for a 6. You know, Jessica, you're one of the smartest blondes I've met. Backhanded compliment.
I wouldn't say you're really hot for a 6. That's not a backhanded compliment. But the other one was a good example. The fucking you're like one of the smartest blondes. Like something like that. That's cool, that's cute, it's level-headed. Again, the goal is not to disrespect them and make them feel shitty, but just to, you know, just tease. The same way you would tease your friends, but in a different way, bro.
Some of you guys just give direct, hey, you're beautiful. That's just fucking lazy. It's not creative and it's dumb. And you're giving her too much hot without the cold, right? Backhanded compliments play right into hot and
I just said that.
cold. You're giving her a compliment, but you're dissing her at the same time. It's almost like you have a brother-sister dynamic with her. No.
And I also just said that too. But I said friends.
Alabama. But you're basically teasing her, fucking around with her a little bit. This is really gonna raise her interest. Next, we have being the contextual alpha. And yes, I also fucking find the...
Contextual alpha in your pack, I would say that's guaranteed obsession. But sometimes girls, like, they can see it. Like, they can, if a girl can see that you are the leader of your pack, you're the leader of the group, and you're kind of like the one that keeps all that shit going, that's dope. And she's gonna like that subconsciously. She's gonna respect that subconsciously. But at the same time, I feel like it will be more subconscious than it is like her sitting there thinking about it. Oh my god, he's such a great leader of his group. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like girls' minds don't work that way. So it's dope to have. Again, I've said this before. I feel like in his tier list, I feel like there should be one more that's in the middle, that's right above overrated, because it's not overrated. I don't feel like it guarantees obsession, and I don't think it's live rent free. But for the sake of this tier list, we'll put it in guaranteed obsession.
Alpha male term cringe or whatever, but for the sake of argument, we're gonna call it the contextual alpha. This is going in guaranteed obsession. What this term means is being him in the context of where you are, right? If you're a football player and she's in the fucking crowd watching you perform for the team, you're the contextual alpha. If you're a singer and you're performing at a concert, you're the contextual alpha there. If you're the contextual alpha, it signals pre-selection. It also signals that you're high status and high value in the place that you're in, which means that she's gonna be way more attracted to you. And if you constantly demonstrate this in a relationship, so you're always taking...
Queen said, I'll let a couple of backhanded compliments slide, but after too many, it's raps. And that's kind of my point. It's like, you want to tease and you want to be playful, but you don't want to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So if you're playful with it, you're respectful with it, and you're cool, you're clearly joking, and you can see she could tell that you're teasing. I think she can like it. She not even I think she will like it because it's not boring. Because at the same time, I'd imagine you saying that, Queen J, you'd also wouldn't want a nigga that's just smiling and fucking always kind of just, you know, those type of people that just always have the right thing to say. It's kind of like, damn, nigga. I don't need that right now. I don't necessarily want you to fucking solve my problem right now. I just want you to shut the fuck up and listen, you know? But some people are so like almost cringily too happy or too perfect. You know those type of people? Nobody likes them. The nice guy, yeah, nobody likes him. Let's be honest.
Taking her to the places where you're him, then she's going to be madly in love with you. She's going to see that your status is elevated, and then she's going to compare hers to yours, and then see that there's a discrepancy there because yours is higher than hers, and then she's going to be obsessed with you romantically. Congratulations. Next, we have being the flawed guy. So whether you're an alcoholic, you're a drug dealer, you're always getting arrested and shit, whatever it may be.
That's overrated. I mean, I'd arguably even say it doesn't matter. I think it's above, it doesn't matter because it shows you have a little bit of edge. And let's be honest, you know, people gravitate to edginess no matter what, but it's also not worth being a fucking idiot or moron. You know what I mean? So it's definitely overrated.
This is also unfortunately guaranteed obsession. Now this one is,
I don't agree with this. Again, I think there's truth to the fact that, again, women are attracted to edge, and people that naturally kind of have the tendency to kind of do the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't agree with that. I think I have enough respect for women where it's like, I also believe that a good woman's not going to want to inherently be with a fucking alcoholic or a drug addict or somebody that's going in and out of jail all the time. Like, that's not attractive. That's fucking like, oh, what the fuck? Nigga, are you a crazy person?
It's actually not going to work on some girls, right? The girls who are kind of damaged inside, maybe they have daddy issues, it's going to work on them way better than like the normal girls. You will get much farther with girls, not in life, but with girls being completely fucked up, flawed, and damaged than you would if you were on self-improvement. Girls...
See, and again, as you could tell, this is why I like to react to these videos, because I could tell this guy that made the video, like, he is so red-pilled, like, he's saying toxic ass shit, which, again, there's things that you can learn from the dark side. Y'all ever watch Star Wars? So sometimes you go over to the dark side, and you know what I'm saying, you learn some stuff, you learn some cool techniques. You know, y'all ever watch Avatar, blood bending? Katara started blood bending, but she blood bent for good, not evil. So you can learn stuff from the dark side, but you stay too long. You stay too long, you motherfucking turn into something you never thought you were in the first place. You don't even recognize your ass.
Want a guy who they can fix. If you're perfect and you have your life together, there's nothing there for her to fix. And in her woman brain, that means boredom. And that means I'm going to go find a guy who's fucked up so I can maybe fix him. And then once I do fix him, I'm going to leave him for the next guy who I can fix. I know it's completely fucked up, guys, but a lot of women do think that way. Now, if you really want to be a player and manipulate the shit out of her, just pretend you're flawed. Like, pretend you have a fucking problem, but you actually don't. And then never fix the problem so she stays with you forever.
See, he's laughing. He's like, yeah, this shit's fucked, what I just said.
I'm just fucking around, of course. Alright, next up we have being physically unavailable. So this one was emotionally unavailable. This is being physically unavailable.
I would say that goes up there with rent-free. Because I would imagine that's the equivalent of you just not always, you know, sometimes, maybe not flaking, because I feel like a very respectable quality as a man is a man that doesn't flake, a man that does what he says he's going to do. Oh, I said I'm going to do this at this date, at this time. I'm there. I'm going to do it. You know, so I think that's a very important quality to have as a man. But at the same time, saying no. Oh, actually, I'm busy. I can't show up for that. I got this, this, and this. I got this, this, and that. You know, just being busy, which, again, I've already said, this is the best way to go about it. Not faking, but actually having things outside of the relationship. I said it 30 times throughout this video, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but I'm going to go ahead and put that up there. You live rent-free, or you live in her head rent-free.
Using Batman to represent this, but basically just not being there all the time, you know, not spending too much time with her. You should, as a man, be busy working on yourself, trying to improve, setting goals and achieving them. If you're not, and you always make time for her, and she's the main thing in your life, she's gonna see you as a fucking weak soy boy, and it's only a matter of time before she leaves you. This is guaranteed obsession. Next, we have being a good listener. This is completely overrated.
Being a good listener, I would put this overrated. It's not overrated. I think it's a level above overrated. Let me tell you why, though. It's not because she's going to be sitting there creaming in her pants happy that you're a fucking listener. It's going to be more about when you're a good listener, you pick up on the small things. So sometimes something that's really dope is she says something months ago like, oh, I like this. And then you just, because you're a good listener, you pick up on that, you put it in your back pocket or you write it down. You generally could write it down in your notes if you want to. I mean, who cares? It's not like she's going through your phone or anything, right? She shouldn't be. And then months later, you know, that could be a cute little gift because, boom, you remembered. She'd be like, oh my God, how did you know I even... And you said, and then you don't even tell her you said it. It's just like, come on, you know, I got you. You know, I got you. She gonna be like, oh my God, like what the fuck? I literally wanted this. I didn't even know how you did it. Meanwhile, she literally told you in some stupid small talk conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just being a good listener in general, it's better for you more than it is even thinking about, you know, trying to, I guess, make her fucking be obsessed with you or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of guys think if they sit there and listen to her yap about
much
her
love,
problems
Tiny,
and shit that she's gonna be more attracted to them. But I know so many guys who don't even listen to girls and they're still head over heels obsessed with them. So I think it's overrated. Next, we have being good in bed. Probably my most controversial.
Being good in bed, it's overrated. I mean, I think for a while it could be in guaranteed obsession, but after a motherfucker get used to it, it can land in overrated for sure. Philly said you gotta go. Much love, man. Thank you for pulling up to the stream.
Take yet. It's overrated, guys. I'm sorry, it just is. If being good in bed was all it took to keep a woman and make her head over heels obsessed with you, then why do we see so many cases of guys who give her the best dick in the world and she still leaves them? She had a
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's kind of like, again, we're not talking about succubuses here. We're talking about attracting a good woman. So it's like, if the only plausible and respectable thing about you is fucking good dick, I mean, yeah, she's gonna leave your ass in the gutter, dude.
one night stand with the guy. He laid it down better than any other guy she's had before. She still leaves him. Women are psychological beings, not physical beings. Penetrating her mind is gonna get you way further than penetrating her body.
Khabib said all good women are in the corner of the world, but the world is round. Oh my God, man. You got to be more optimistic than that, man. Here's the truth. If you believe that at the bottom of your heart, then that's going to be your truth. You know, I don't mean to get on here and be a philosophical energy ass nigga, but the reality is, nigga, if you only focus on the negative and you feel like the world is a negative place and you feel like there's no hope for you out in this world, hey, what you think that's going to be then? That's your reality. You believe it, so that's going to be your world. But if you believe that there are good women out there and you are a good guy and you are a guy that's working on himself and you are going to become the best version of yourself and you are capable of attracting a good woman, then what you think you're going to be able to do? You know what I'm saying? So you choose what world you want to live in, brother.
And the funny thing is, women will disagree with this and say, no, being good in bed is so underrated. But if any of you guys actually believe women when they talk about what they want in a guy, you're so fucking dumb.
Now that's true. You know, and that one, I know it's a little bit controversial to say, but I'm not going to lie. Some of the best advice you can have when talking to a woman, it's not about like not actually listening. Like you want to listen, but sometimes girls will just say things out of emotion, bro. They'll say things that they don't even mean. And I'm not saying that to be mean, like for real, you know, I've literally like, if you listen, because most women act out of emotion. Most women will do things out of emotion. You guys are emotional beings. There's a lot of emotional niggas too. And guess what? Women hate emotional niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, if a girl says something out of her emotions that she didn't genuinely mean, but because you're an emotional bitch ass nigga, you take it to heart, and then now you act out of emotion, but she didn't even mean it in the first place, it's a net negative. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you kind of just got to take everything they say with a grain of salt.
Actually say stuff like this so they can have an easier time disqualifying dumbasses who believe them. I notice this in every possible sense, including in bed. The less you try, the more they do. So if you're sat there trying so hard to please her in bed, what's actually going through her head is, why is he trying so hard? In every other avenue of life, I would tell you guys, yes, try hard, master the skill, right? Because you reap what you sow. But with women, you actually reap what you don't sow. Next up, we have being romantic. This is an obsession killer. I will continue.
I don't think that's true, bro. I think it's overrated. But again, these red pill guys will try to convince you that being cute and being, showing up for your girl and doing cute shit for your girl is lame and you don't need to do it at all, which I don't agree with, bro. We're not just talking if you're talking about just fucking some shit, then sure. You don't necessarily need to be some romantic ass nigga just to get some cheeks. That's a fact. But again, if you're talking about getting a good woman and having a good relationship and it lasting long, like there's nothing wrong with being romantic. There's nothing wrong with being cute for your girl every once in a while. You got to be like going back to this part of the list. You want to be hot and cold. You don't necessarily want to be Mr. Bring her flowers every day, but not because it's corny, but because it's like if you were to bring your girl flowers every single day, all of a sudden it doesn't feel that special when you bring her flowers because it's just regular. You know what I'm saying? But if you never bring your girl flowers and then out the blue randomly you bring her some flowers, she can be like, oh shit, wow, thank you. So again, that goes back to the hot and cold shit from the beginning. I don't agree with not being romantic at all. I just feel like you got to take it in stride.
Continue to say this until the day I die. Men are the true romantics. We are the ones who actually want to do romantic things. They say they do. They watch movies about it, but they don't actually want it in reality. It turns them off in reality. You guys have to stop fucking listening to what they say.
There's truth to what he's saying, but I think what I just said holds more weight. It's not that they don't want romantic things. It's just, again, if you fucking make it stale and are trying to be romantic 24/7, then it doesn't really mean anything.
They want, and pay attention to who they're actually attracted to, who they're actually staying with. It's going to teach you so much about what they actually want. Next, we have buying her chocolates and gifts. Same as being romantic, obsession killer. If you're in a...
Again, bro, it's the flowers. I already made this example, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but I don't agree with what he's saying. But I told y'all what I believe.
A relationship and you want to do nice things for her, do it sparingly. Don't over the top do it, and make sure that she...
Okay, so now he's giving some more context. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Earns it as well, because if you keep giving her stuff without her earning it, she's going to take your time and your money for granted. Next, we have spending too much time with her. This is a complete obsession killer. And
I agree, but no, I agree. Just in general, you should be busy. That goes back to something we've already said within the video. You need to be busy. You need to have goals. You need to have a life outside of your girl. Period.
The sad thing is, this is bound to happen if you're in a marriage or long-term relationship. Like, you guys are going to be sleeping in the same bed. You're probably going to be living in the same place. There's no way to really escape this, but the more time you guys spend together, the more it's going to feel like you're hanging out with a friend and less like you're hanging out with a lover. Next.
That's true, but the way you save that, again, is by being busy. And it's like a lot of shit can get avoided, bro. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, bro. I'm learning just like you, but just like anything else in life, it's so much easier to give advice than take it, So while I am still figuring it out, while I am still going, it's so much easier to look at everybody else's situation and point at it and tell y'all how to be perfect. And a lot of relationships and marriages breaking up can be avoided just by people being, mindful and being insightful the whole way through. The reality is people get comfortable and stop trying. And then before you know it, you wake up to your best friend, but kind of forget that that's your partner. But now you're not really trying for your partner in a romantic way. You kind of got used to being friends with each other and shit.
We have being carefree. Shout out to all the One Piece fans out there. I used Luffy to represent this. Being carefree is a guaranteed obsession, right? The guy
I agree.
Who just doesn't give a fuck.
But it's not about not giving a fuck. It's just about being stoic. The guy that's not panicking. The guy that always seems to be in control of the situation. When shit goes right, it happened to me the other night. I was with my girl and she was, like, oh my, like why are you not freaking out? And I'm like, because I know everything's gonna be all right. It's good. I'm gonna figure it out. We good. You know what I'm saying? We was walking around. I think my car got locked in a parking garage. After we done watched the movie, it was late as fuck. And my car is just locked in this garage. And she's like, oh my God, she's panicking and shit. Again, I would have came off so much more goofy if I was like, oh my God, my car. And I'm starting to stress. I'm just keeping my cool. And the thing is, I'm genuinely not concerned because I'm like, what am I stressed for? Worst case scenario, I can't get into the garage. So what? I call an Uber, go home, and then I Uber back and get it the next day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I stressing? Honestly, I barely stress in life anymore at all. Because one thing that I've just figured out as I've gotten older is like everything always works out. Even when I'm in situations that I didn't want to be in, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things always work out. So why stress? I'm not going to stress. I'm going to take my time and just think about the solutions. Okay, what's the most likely thing to happen from this scenario? Okay, this, and this. Okay, all right, bet. Then let me just go about it like this. What am I stressed for? Stress kills. Stress is just a waste of mental capacity. There's no reason to stress. Now, I'm not saying I don't stress at all. You know, I'm human, but I genuinely really try not to stress anything at all. I always try to remain calm and really analyze what's the best course of action before stressing.
He's always aloof. He doesn't care. When she tries to make him jealous, he doesn't even fucking notice. It's just the guy doing his own thing, right? She can't really control him. She doesn't seem to have a grasp on his emotions. And he's the guy who does whatever he wants, whenever he wants. This guy is a guaranteed obsession for women. They love this type of man. Next up, we have being masculine. Not on the outside, more so on the inside. Being stoic, being emotionally resilient and calm.
That one's going to go all the way to the top. You living rent-free in their head. And again, you know, it's kind of an accumulation of everything we spoke about today. Not being overly emotional, having, you know, not being, you know, overly available, but not because, and this is where I say it's really the icing on the cake, but not because you're a fraud that pretends to be masculine. A real masculine man doesn't have to pretend to be any of these things. He doesn't have to pretend to be busy. He's actually busy. He doesn't have to pretend not to be emotional. He's not emotional. He doesn't have to pretend to fucking have money and business and success. He has these things. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to pretend and be obsessed with the gym. He's just consistently going to the gym. So naturally, he has a good body. He doesn't have to pretend to fucking to have abs. He worked for them. He has them. You know what I mean? And that's really what it comes down to when it's all said and done. My name is Berto. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video and you're watching on YouTube, this is the end of the video. So make sure you guys tap into the live streams. And if you're watching on Twitch, we're going to keep it going. The link to that will be in the description. And let's go. I'll see you on the next one.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look too easy.